Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I got in a small folding pocket knife to take a look at. This one's coming from KEXMO. I actually reviewed a knife from them probably 8-9 months ago and was really impressed with it, especially considering it was only $10. This one's just a few dollars more, but is going to have like D2 steel, G10 handles, and quite a few other really nice features. So stick around if you want to learn about this one. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications. We'll put the knife to use and then give some thoughts on it. So the first one I had just came in this plain brown box. This model actually says KEXMO on it. It's got like a design there. Kind of looks a little bit nicer. But let's get it opened up here and see how it's packaged and what all we get. So it looks like the knife and a manual. Quickly show you this manual. Alright, let's get this out of this wrap. Take a look at it. As you can see, it's all black. It's got a deep carry pocket clip. We're going to have a glass breaker on that end. Some type of metal, maybe like an aluminum up here. And then the G10 scales or handles back here. Those are spacers. Overall, that's a really good looking knife though. The blade centering looks to be just about perfect. Let's see how this one deploys. Very smooth, very easy. We're going to have a liner lock. Looks like it's maybe about a third lock up there. Let's see what that's like. This is going to have a flipper tab for opening, no jimping on it, and then you're also going to have thumb studs over here, but very smooth deployment. Let's check out the thumb studs. Yeah. When it's closed, we're looking at a length of 4.64 inches. Open, we have a blade length of 3.46 inches. And then an overall length of 8.46 inches. Blade thickness, 0.11 inches. Blade height, just about an inch. Let's see here, let's maybe try to go here. Just over an inch, 1.1. Handle thickness, about a ½ inch. And weight on the KEXMO, right at exactly 5 ounces. Try to give you some close-ups of things here. This is that glass breaker. It does look like it's threaded in there, so I think you can remove that if you don't want it on there. Let's see. Yep. So yeah, that does come out if you'd want to run it without it. I don't know if it's tungsten or not. I couldn't find any information on that. Yeah, just threads in the bottom there. And here's a close-up of those G10 scales or handles. They actually feel really nice. It's not quite micarta, but it does have a little bit of texturing on it. And it's almost like a soft touch. I almost wish that they would have just continued that all the way and not put the aluminum on there, but very nice. Again, a deep carry pocket clip. I'll show you that in a pocket in a bit. But that is reversible as well. And here's what it is going to look like down in a pocket. Pretty much full deep carry. That glass breaker does stick up a little bit right there. Again, the opening of this is super smooth and fast. Those liners are full. They're not skeletonized at all. So that adds that little bit of that 5 ounces. plus the aluminum up here probably does as well. A little bit of jimping right there on the top of the blade. We're going to have a flat grind, drop point. It does have like this fuller here. I could kind of do without those, and you can see the holes that are there. I never like those because like I use my knives for like cutting apples and tomatoes and stuff like that a lot of times when I'm camping and everything. And I always get food to get stuck in there, and it's always hard to get it out, especially those holes. Alright, I think I went over most of the features of the knife. Let's just get into using it. See how it is right out of the box. That is a fairly clean cut. I always like to look at the edge of the paper and see how, if it's jagged. Yeah, that's very clean. Nice. Alright, let's try an index card next. This is more like stock card type stuff. It's like twice as thick as normal index cards. A little bit of jaggedness on that, but it could have been my angle. But it cut it pretty well. You see how there's just a little bit of fraying like right there through that, but again, fairly clean overall. Not too bad. Alright, let's go to some cardboard. Again, this is corrugated cardboard. Normal stuff I would use my EDC knife for. That is pretty clean. Let's do some rope next. No problem at all with that. This rope here is like that plasticky kind. I can't ever get a knife to go through this in one attempt. Even like razor blades and stuff like that, like carpet knives, utility knives, cannot go through this in one attempt. It's the kind of rope that you cannot tie in a knot. We'll see if we can get through it here. Yep, it actually made it through that. Surprised. Let's try a zip tie next. No problem at all with that either. Try some other cutting here. Yeah, this thing's really sharp right out of the box. This next one might be a little bit challenging for it. Got a wire sheath and then 3 wires. And this, we'll see if it'll slice through this. No problem at all. Wow. And finally, I'll try some heater hose. See if it'll cut through this. Yeah, no problem at all. Wow, this thing is really sharp. So I obviously just got this knife, but so far I'm really impressed with it, especially considering the price. You know, only time will tell as far as using it and the durability and blade retention and stuff like that. They are using pretty decent materials with the D2 steel and then the G10 handles, and just overall I really like the looks of it. I love like the all black appearance of it. The ball bearings that they're using in that pivot are super smooth, and then closing is nice. You can just kind of give it a few little shakes. It goes right back down, locks in real good. And then the liner itself, a really solid lockup. Like I said, probably somewhere between like 1/3 to 1/2 lockup there. But when you're ready for it to go in, it goes in super easy. I like that deep carry clip. Personally, I'd probably take that glass breaker off just so that it does sit completely flush with my pocket. But that is reversible as well, so yeah, I really like that. And I like that it was super sharp right out of the box. I mentioned that this was 5 ounces, so it is a little bit on the heavier side. And one of the biggest reasons for that are those liners, because I believe they are some type of steel. Even though this is aluminum here, that magnet will stick because of the liners behind that. So you are going to have a little bit of extra weight there. And then there is just the tiniest bit of side-to-side blade play. It's not much at all. And you could probably tighten this up a little bit, but then it's going to like make it to where it doesn't flip open quite as easily. But I mean, just the tiniest bit. And probably the only thing I would change about the knife is, do away with those holes in the blade. And that's just me not liking it. There's nothing wrong with the knife itself. But again, if you use this for food prep, you'll realize that you do get food stuck in all those little holes. But yeah, I do think this would make a great EDC knife. Maybe take camping or throw in a camping tote. Maybe like a fishing tackle box, a toolbox. Maybe when you go on vacation, so you don't take your $100 knife, you take this one instead. So these KEXMO knives are available on Amazon. And at the time of me making this video, they're coming in at $15. They also make a green version, but that's an absolutely fantastic price on a pretty decent little EDC knife. And I will leave a link for it down in the video description in case you want to find out more information on it or pick one up. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.